Hello, well yes, again here, yes, and I'm happy to be joined now by two guests who've come to see us on the Ile Saint-Louis. They are two people from the world of architecture. Edouard François, who is an architect and, though French, a member of the Royal Institute of British Architects, and Bérénice Gossuin, who is an architectural teacher, and both experts in the field, and Bérénice in particular in the field of Eugène Viollet-le-Duc. And I mention him because he was the man who restored this cathedral in the 19th century, and his was the spire that fell. And I noticed today that his great-grandson is saying, to respect Viollet-le-Duc, we have to put back the spire exactly as he made it 150 years ago. What do you think about that?
I think if we want to think about Viollet-le-Duc, we should understand two things. First, there is the project he did to build the spire, and then there is the theory of restoration he wrote in his dictionary. And if we listen to his theory, we cannot rebuild as it was, as he built it. And we need to understand that his theory said that we have to do things more perfect, so they're not, we cannot do the same.
So it is possible to do it better?
Yeah.
As Macron said.
Yes, that's something he said, and I noticed in his discourse. And exactly, I thought exactly what Viollet-le-Duc is telling us through his books is that we have to make building better than they was. And this is very important. We have to understand that all the people around the table thinking on this project of reconstruction and restoration of Notre Dame is now what we want to give to the next generation. What kind of relationship to the past, to the history and to historical monument do we want to show to the future and to the world also?
Edouard François, I'll turn to you. There is a competition now to design a new spire. Do you approve of that? Do you think the competition should be for the whole of the restoration?
I have a little problem with the spire. I think this competition is too limited to just an object. A spire is something quite vain, and there's a confusion with a spire and a tall building. So it's very vain to do 100 meters high in the center of Paris. So I think it could be very interesting to open to the roof and the spire and to have a sort of a general proposition. For example, I think we could see it now. It is a fantastic terrace, and all the timber that was inside, the name was the forest of oak, and for example, to put a forest on the top, to have a rooftop with a oak forest.
Real green forest.
Yeah, so it could be something that first is a memory of what burned, and second could be something a very environment for biodiversity to do that. So there's a lot of things. It's quite recent to know what to do, but I think it's going to be quite interesting and quite challenging to do something.
Could we do something or could they decide to do something as dramatic as that, to say the 21st century is a new era, the environment is extraordinarily important to people?
Yeah.
Why do we have to have a conventional roof? Why didn't we have something completely
different?
New?
Yeah, and that will be really into Viollet-le-Duc theory, because he says that historical monuments should bend to the time we are as human being living right now. So this could be very interesting to add some problematics of the 21st century. And so yeah, I think what we have to do, what architects should do, is dreaming what we want for the future of Notre Dame.
Bérénice, Edouard, we have to leave it there. I'm sorry it was so short, but we must now go back to London from Paris, where, as we see, some very interesting ideas are being touted about how to renovate this wonderful structure.